So yeah, as in to sum this conversation up, probably we will sum up with our views. We've spoken about the technology. We have spoken about the platform. We have spoken about AI voice and how this is going to be in the future. How do you think it's going to affect the HR? Because that's a big topic of conversation today, right? Like especially AI. Talking about AI in different sectors, in different departments in the offices. We are now probably talking about the pre-sales team, and that's a huge chunk of
Correct.
kind of market, and there are thousands of people in this field. So how is it going to affect them, and what do you think that they should they should do now? Be prepared and upgrade, and how do you think this is going to go for them?
I really think this is a question you should be answering. You have seen real estate operations so closely that you will definitely know better. But from what I think, you have only given me a few good examples. In the sense, there is a lot of work to do. In the sense, even if you are in a real estate company and AI is doing maybe 20-30% of your work, it doesn't mean now rest of the team is going to do less work, 70% of what they are going to do, because sort of work is never ending. Every company would want to grow, and I think teams will just shift priorities a lot. Um, is what I'm thinking. Especially marketing teams, etc., have already started producing much more content than they were before. It's not that AI is producing uh, half the content, so they are just producing 50%. I think similar shifts will come across all verticals, and I think we have already starting seeing that. I think you must be seeing it more closely in
Yeah,
the
what I
companies
feel
you
is
work.
like, see, at the moment, I see a hybrid model because there is a space where a human is very important, and there is a space where AI does its job very effectively. I think where AI does its job very effectively is where AI doesn't tire out, right? At least in the pre-sales segment, because in the pre-sales, as you might know, there are targets for the number of calls and number of site visits that you have to achieve. And honestly speaking, it's a tiring job, meaning it is a challenging job. It takes something to talk to customers, keep up the momentum, be cheerful, right? Meaning it requires some amount of motivation in that space, right? So that way AI doesn't tire out, which means that it does its job diligently on and again, how many ever calls it does. So factually, if you're there to communicate and qualify a lead where you're just kind of reading out from a paper, you're just reading out a script, and I think AI will do that better in that sense, basically, where you're able to qualify a lead better, and it can always say, what, I'm going to ask my senior colleague to give a call or get in touch with you and qualify the lead. So if you're going to do something which does not require you to be clever and improvise, I think AI is going to do that better. At the moment, I see a hybrid where AI more acts like a qualifier, is able to call those leads which are already being churned, uh, call those leads during the times when the telecallers are not present, and still maybe human has that edge of calling those important positive leads to bring them to the site. So I think it's a kind of a very hybrid. It's a hybrid model. There's no one size fit all.
Correct.
Every company is different. The strength of the telecallers, they are different. So it's important to understand what's the strength of your team and use AI accordingly and make this a hybrid model in your company, so that all your leads are, you've touched all the leads effectively and in a professional manner, right? So I don't see a big change for now, but then eventually, as I think you kind of you nailed it. Real estate is a vast space, and there is so much work out there in a real estate office. In fact, it's just never ending, right? Because it's still brick and mortar as an industry, right? So I see the telecallers, the pre-sales, people, especially being, kind of moving to the sales roles, right? Where they are able to sell the product finally to the customer. And I find a huge part of this telecallers, the pre-sales, employees being deployed for if in case they get upgraded for data analytics. See, that is a field that I feel nobody is talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
With AI, there is a lot of data that can be read,
Mm-hmm.
and it gives you dashboards for everything. It's very fluid, even with the Ad Unity platform. If you sit on the platform, there is enough and more you can keep reading.
Correct.
And you can actually customize a call. You can customize a site visit based on what the customer has spoken to you in the AI voice call, human call, or a web agent, or a WhatsApp agent. It gives you a complete personality of a customer. But what's important is to read into the data in terms of which projects are performing better, which campaigns are performing better based on the calls that you're making. Basically, analyze this data and transfer this analysis to the sales team so that they can effectively talk to the customers eventually, right? So I feel data and data analytics, a team for this is going to be a major game changer. And I've been recommending this to companies wherein you have people who can start reading numbers and who can empower the sales team to perform better, because now you have literally every data in your table. Because imagine about few years back, you're a builder, you had called about 10,000 leads. The feedback that you have is interested, not interested, call back later. But now you have 10,000 leads into 3-4 minutes of calls data, which are interpreted by AI. So coming back to that question, so I think the existing teams will be more empowered to kind of probably perform better in the pre-sales roles, move to sales roles, or probably start analyzing the data is what I see at this
Are
point.
you already seeing shift from pre-sales to sales, or the org restructuring in builders?
Traditionally, it's been like that.
Okay.
Traditionally, people enter the pre-sales roles and then they perform well and they become a team lead, and then they move on into the sales role. But I'm beginning to feel that's going to happen faster.
Yeah.
So that's a shift that's going to happen faster. And I think any tool or any new technology, if you take it in the right sense, is going to empower you, right? I think a human endeavor always trumps any tech that has come in, and it is a natural mechanism for human beings to adopt and outperform anything that has come. And I think that those things will automatically kick in into the
100%.
system. Basically, as long as we, I'm only worried about the teams which are not seeing this coming.
Yeah.
As long as you're prepared for this, because it's already there.
Yeah.
Typically, and you start kind of empowering yourself. As long as you're prepared for it, you're there, basically. But if you're thinking that this is not going to happen, then it has already happened. That way. I don't know if I ended up in a philosophical note, but it was great talking to you today, Aditya. First of all, thank you so much for being a part of our journey, and I've known you for a few months now, and I've had great pleasure working with you so far, and I look forward to many years of good times working with you. Thank you so much, and I'm hoping that we're going to have many more conversations like this in future.
Definitely. Same here, Bharath. Very excited for Ad Unity and working together. Thanks so much.
Thank you.